This is Transcending with Torie on KCHUNG Radio. Today's guest is multimedia artist Yassi Mazandi, currently in 2 exhibitions at LACMA, an installation of 100 bronze birds based off a 12th century poem, and in the group exhibition Women Defining Women, and recently in a solo exhibition at Make Room LA. I am so excited Yassi is here with us today, and hello Yassi.
Hi Torie, it's so nice to be here and thank you for having me on the show.
I had the pleasure of recording this in your studio, so I really feel today's show is going to be totally infused with who you are, your practice, along the lines of the theme of music. And the concept I started Transcending with Torie about creative practice, but I felt KCHUNG's residency at Moca, I wanted to really base it off of its roots of what is music and how does music affect you as an artist. I have a few questions today, and I wanted to know, you talk about a lot of the digital subconscious and varying states of awakening and sleep. Do you dream with music?
Actually, I do. Some of my dreams have a soundtrack. And normally they happen when I'm either feeling incredibly relaxed or I'm incredibly stressed. So it's one or the other.
That's really interesting how, depending on your subconscious moods, etc., the music in your mind will just be then a curated playlist.
I find that I carry music around in my head a lot of the day.
And has that stemmed since childhood? What was the music of your childhood?
I remember my father walking around the garden in Iran whistling Que Sera Sera. And it's actually one of the songs that's very dear to me. I also love waking up in the morning listening to birdsong. I feel as though I'm at home when I hear the birdsong. I don't know why I've always associated birds with home. I think it's maybe because there was a big garden in Iran and there are always birds in the garden.
And speaking of birds and nature and music, I wanted to know, as far as, when a composer composes a symphony, they start with a vision or a note, one bird chirping, and that becomes the whole forest. Is this a similar method for your practice when beginning a work? Does it start with a note or a vision?
Actually, my practice is based a lot on my mistakes. So I've learned from my mistakes. The ideas for a series does actually happen incredibly fast in my head when I think, I'm going to make a series out of that. And then I do have ideas of what a piece should look like. When I actually start making the piece itself, it seems to have its own journey. It either seems to evolve into something else, or it takes a really long time to end up coming to where I'm happy with it.
That totally sounds encouraging for artists who are listening, just what the process physically is, and it's not always this end polished product. To get there takes what you're talking about. And that brings me on to our next question. Do you believe that music can heal?
Definitely. There's a course, a psychological course that if you sign up for it, the psychiatrist right at the beginning of the course asks you to pick a song that you'd sing to yourself to make yourself feel better. And at the end of the course, she asks you if you've picked a song and whether you would share it with her. Anyway, I did this course, and at the end I had a song, and she asked me what it was. And I actually sing this song to myself whenever I need to get on with it. If I'm depressed, sad, feeling let down, feeling angry, generally feeling alone. It really changes my mood. It also kind of reinforces that I'm there for me, and I can hold my own hand and pick up my big girly pants and get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the music in the studio is on a neurotic, disorganized shuffle because it actually shifts my mood when I suddenly hear something that reminds me of something and gets me to stand up and start dancing. My mood is elevated.
Speaking of the shuffle of music that's always playing in the background when you are creating, do you ever associate certain genres of music with each of your varied mediums, or is it just always this constant shuffle?
It's really this constant shuffle. I don't really associate my different series with a particular type of music. I think it's very eclectic. So like the music molecules, or if you look at the book, the music molecules from over 5 years ago, it's everything from classical to disco to rap. I mean, it's everything, and it's international. It's all different languages.
Talking about international music with disco and the music of your childhood and the song that you sing to yourself for just interior healing and recalibration. Today's playlist, I had the chance of previewing it, is really this array of colors. And how would you describe your experience making this playlist for the audience?
I hope that you'll be surprised. I hope that you enjoy the silliness, the disorganization, and the surprise. Seriously. I do think silliness is incredibly important. There should be more of it around to put a smile on your face.
Well, we are both smiling in studio right now, and thank you, Yassi, for your time today. I feel totally inspired, reinvigorated, and it seems that any listener listening to this can understand you better, not just your works, but who you are. So thank you for that today.
Thank you, Torie. I hope you enjoy the music.